We are talking about dominating online and offline, but generating leads like clockwork and planning that for 2024. And that is the most important part. So we're talking about planning that.
Welcome to the Carpet Cleaner Success Podcast, a show created to inspire carpet cleaning business owners to build their own thriving residential and commercial cleaning business. Your host, John Clendenning, has built and sold successful cleaning businesses for multiple six figures over his 30-year career and is the founder of Carpet Cleaner Marketing Masters, a digital agency that turns your online marketing into a lead generation machine. Tune in as John shares proven tips, strategies, and expert interviews to help fast-track your success in the carpet cleaning industry.
If anybody out there has already created their 2024 marketing plan for their cleaning business, most of you on the call are cleaners. If you're not, whatever business you're in, if you've already created your 2024 marketing plan for the whole year, just put a 1 in the chat. I want to see it, if you know anybody's done that. So cool. Okay, and Krisha, just make sure everybody can hear me, see me, all that kind of stuff. You can put a 1 in the private guest chat as well, just so I know in our chat that everything is clean and running properly. Yep. Is there? Yes. Perfect. Okay, so let's get rolling on this right now. I just got to make sure I'm on the right screen. I keep looking over that way because I've got all the webinar controls over there. But anyways, so let's get going. We're going to talk about your 2024 plan to dominate online and generate leads like clockwork. So normal housekeeping rules first. Turn off your cell phone. Turn off Facebook. If you're the cleaning home service business owner and you're serious about getting better results, as we all talk about, the next 60 minutes could actually change your life. And I mean that seriously when I say that. It's not just sort of lip service. So there are things that you can learn, little nuggets you can pick up listening to podcasts, listening to trainings, that they go, oh my gosh, I should put that in place. And you do so, you stack it on top of what you're doing, and your business adds 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, $200,000 worth of new revenue in the next year alone. That's transformative. That changes your life. You didn't get into business to run a business. You got into business to change your life, to give yourself a better lifestyle, to give yourself more freedom, to give your family more freedom. And learning little things, working on your business is when you actually make those huge paradigm shifts that grow your business. When you're working in your business, you're just the technician or the owner, the manager, the chief bottle washer, van washer, all that kind of stuff. When you're working on your business, you're making those shifts. So let's talk about those. So what we're going to talk about today, setting goals so that you know how you want 2024 to play out. We're going to talk about the 3 fundamentals of marketing success. We're going to talk about how to optimize your website for conversions and why that's important, how that can actually change the entire game of your marketing, how much you spend on marketing, how well it works, where you market, all about that third element, the big picture of all online marketing channels that you should be tapping into to maximize your lead flow. The latest trends that you need to focus on for 2024. Things are changing, and we're going to talk about all of that. And we need to help you develop a custom action plan on where you are now and where you need and what you need to do right now, December, a couple days before Christmas of 2023, to make sure 2024 is literally the best year of your business. And if you stick around to the end with me, I'm going to give you our resource kit with some 2024 planning guides in it as well. So hopefully you find that exciting. So of those of you that are not regular attendees, I got to tell you a little bit about who I am. Started my business in 1990, my business career in high school, owner of several cleaning business franchises, independent service business, e-com product lines, a service business consultancy, and an in-demand marketing agency as well. Also the founder of the Carpet Cleaner Success Podcast. I wrote the book on the subject, Complete Guide to Internet Marketing for Carpet Cleaners. Great for any home service. Actually, it is literally the quintessential Bible on how to actually get your internet marketing right. Been a speaker, consultant, all that. I sold my my brick and mortar businesses. Started with window cleaning in 1990 in high school, ended up in a janitorial service, built that up, sold it off, bought into carpet cleaning franchises, and then made franchises, and then independent duct cleaning, all that kind of stuff. And sold off my final brick and mortar business after 27 years of owning it in 2 years ago, coming up to 2.5 years ago now, in the middle of the pandemic. And because I was doing the consulting and the digital marketing, running a large digital marketing agency with a team all around the world. So that's enough about me. What do we do for our clients? What do we help people with? And why do we do this consulting and training for free? Well, we've got clients that absolutely love and adore us, have grown like crazy, are found number one everywhere around the web, building the business that they want. Some people want to be the guy in the truck still, and they just want to own their building, own their asset, build a legacy. Other people want to be out of the truck, fishing and golfing while the business still runs. And all of those are available in the cleaning industry. It's a very dynamic industry. Most people get it wrong. The odd few in every marketplace gets it right. The odd few. Sometimes there's marketplaces with nobody getting it right. We know how to get it right. I know how to get it right. I've consulted on this for decades and helped build businesses. I got classified as the industry leader of the year for 2023. Kind of neat in CleanFacts magazine. I've got stacks of CleanFacts magazines. I bought that for years and years and years as a young, 20-something-year-old, 30-something-year-old kid running my cleaning businesses. I bought CleanFacts magazines. I learned from Jeff Cross and Howard Partridge and Dusty Roberts and Mark Sagers and the Joe Polishes of the world and all of those people. And my career has led me to be in the company of those people as well. So I really like that. But ultimately, what do we do? What is everybody trying to do? What do we do? Well, we help our clients become the top cleaning brand. That doesn't need to be carpet cleaning, in-home service brand in their local marketplace. So they attract the best clients, they charge the top rates, and they're booked out for weeks in advance. They're the in-demand service, right? And that's our goal. We do that, and you do that by leveraging the 3 core principles of digital marketing. Maximize your opportunities to generate a lead, maximize your brand impressions to your ideal leads, and maximize your conversions. Any one of these, you can have a lot of opportunities to generate a lead, but if you're not good at converting them and they don't know who you are, it's not going to do well. You can have a lot of brand impressions, but if you're not converting well, your business didn't grow. You knock all of 3 of these together and you've got it nailed. It's working. So the question then becomes, what is the hardest part about marketing your cleaning business online? And that is, again, doesn't even have to say online, but what is the hardest part, right? You can put a couple of answers in the chat and let's see, let me switch over here. Yep. So we've got a couple people saying hi and all that. Hey, welcome. Yep. So what is the hardest part? We talk to a lot of cleaners. One big thing we hear from everybody is there are so many options. They have no clue at all where they should be spending their budget. Should you be spending your budget on SEO, pay-per-click, on your website, social media, billboards on the side of the highway, the back of the bus? Here's where carpet cleaners get leads and jobs from, right? There's about 30 things on this page alone, and each one of them, most of them, you can go deep in layers of options around that. Where do you spend your money, right? It's marketing is a major investment. It's one of the core functions of your business. It is not an expense. It is not an evil. Marketing, if you own a business, marketing is one of the core functions of running your business, just like service delivery, just like pay or HR and all of those things. Marketing keeps the lights on. Marketing gets customers to come to the door. In fact, as soon as you own a business, your number one role is to be the marketer of that business. That's the only way the business will survive. It's not a sort of a necessary evil. It is the thing you invest in to grow your business. But a lot of people do a lot of marketing and don't have much to show for it. They don't know which one generated leads. P.T. Barnum once said, 50% 50% of his marketing works and the 50% doesn't. And if you could just figure out which, he'd be happy, right? Something like that. Probably butchered that a little bit, but marketing is, a lot of people don't know where the leads are coming from. They're not tracking well. They don't know what works and what doesn't work. John, what's the best flyer? Is there something I can do on Facebook? Is there a Facebook ad that's going to fill up my trucks with bookings? Oh, I tried that for a while. It worked and then it stopped working. Again, don't have much to show for it. All of that is a fail because, again, if you don't have a clear plan, you're going to overspend, or worse yet, underspend and underperform. So what is an ideal spend even, right? That becomes a really good question, is because, like, you can throw it in the chat. What do you think? What percentage of revenue? It's never a dollar amount. I'm going to give you away a little hint right now. It is never a dollar amount. It's like, oh, the ideal spend is $1,000 a month. It's $5,000 a month. It's $20,000 a month. No, obviously it's different for every business. But what is the percentage of revenue? Because again, marketing is a core function of a business. There's a percentage of revenue that should go to technicians and building your team. There's a percentage of revenue that should go to the equipment and upkeep and repair and vehicles and gas and all. There's a percentage of revenue that should go to profit first. There's a percentage of revenue that should absolutely be going into your marketing. Not a dollar amount, a percentage. So does anybody have a rough idea what percentage they spent last year on marketing? I know sometimes we get people saying 8, 9, 10%, 12%. I'll tell you, from over 30 years of experience in a whole bunch of service businesses, cleaning businesses, and consulting entire franchises from the ground up, that correct number, in my estimation, in my experience, is between 15 and 20%, closer to 20%. Right? So what is marketing then? Well, marketing is everything you do that attracts a customer. When you wear uniforms, when you have your vans wrapped, when you have yard signs, when you have door hangers, when you take the real estate agent out for lunch or out to the hockey game, you can tell I'm Canadian, or to the basketball game or whatever, when you have neighborhood mailings, every door mail, when you do pay-per-click advertising, when you do your website, and on and on. You think of everything that attracts people's attention, new buyers or repeat buyers, bringing your customers back. All of that is marketing. Everything you do there is marketing. So 15 to 20% isn't a lot when you add all that stuff up. And if you're actually spending it well, your business is going to grow like crazy. So what we've got for you here, just to start with, you can go to carpetcleanermarketingmasters.com/2024-workbook. We've got a whole workbook that you can use afterwards. You don't need to download it now. You don't need it. You're going to print it off afterwards. And you can use it as part of your thinking the week, but next week after Christmas, the week between Christmas and New Year's, usually a little bit of a quiet week. You might have a couple of large commercial jobs to go to. A lot of residentials don't kind of worry about it that much. You've got a bit of a quiet week. That was the week every single year I would plan out my next year's marketing calendar for the entire year, not January, the entire year. There's a lot of businesses that don't even think of what their marketing they're going to do until January, February of the into the year. It's already started. You're almost done the first quarter, and you're kind of going, maybe I'll poke at this and think of what we can do differently. Wonder what worked last year. No, this tool, this webinar here, this training, and this tool together, it's really going to help you. So knowing all that, you now know the opportunity. The opportunity that you have is to set clear goals and clear KPIs. KPIs are those numbers. How many leads do you need? How many bookings do you need? How many, to know if you want to put an extra route on the road, where is all that coming from? What conversion rates are you getting currently from your different pieces of marketing? What's your website converting at? What your ads converting at? What is your social media outreach converting at? What are your flyers converting at, or mailings and things like that? You need to know in all your marketing those, and with goals and targets and KPIs, you're loaded for bear. You're ready to go. So you want to generate enough leads to hit your goals and grow your business. You have to have goals already. Like if you're doing $20,000 a month, $240,000 a year business, and you want to hit $30,000 a month by the end of the year, that's a 50% increase in your business. How many more leads do you need? Where should they be coming from? It's not going to be one place, right? So, and you also want to know what is your return on investment as well. So one of the interesting things that Dan Kennedy is one of the people that have said this. I'm sure others have as well. But if you can outspend your competitors to buy a customer, and I'll show you what that means and how that can actually happen. If you can outspend your competitors to buy a customer and do it more profitably because your return on investment is higher, you've structured your business in a way that is set up like that, then you can dominate the market and be the number one go-to best known cleaner, because you can outspend them on marketing, because they're a discount operator. They don't maximize their return on investment. They don't even know what that means. They don't maximize their conversions. We'll talk about all of this stuff here, things that you can do. So if you plan for that, hey, what is my conversion rate right now and how can I increase it? What is my booking rate and how can I increase it? If you put that kind of stuff in place, you can outspend your competitors, you can market more, and you can literally double your business in 2024. Brian Tracy, love Brian Tracy to death. I've read most of his books, been on webinars and trainings from the guy for 25, 30 years. And one of his most famous statements, the one I like, one of the most anyways, is success is goals. All else is commentary. And what he means by that is when you set goals, then you know where you're going, right? Because if you think about it this way, if you're a ship and you're just sitting in the ocean, there's no wind in your sails, you're just by the mercy of the tide, you don't have any goals, you don't have any direction, you don't have a motor in the back to push you when the wind dies down, you're not rowing in any one direction, you're going to get somewhere. But is it where you wanted to go? Right? Think about that for a minute. You can move forward, but is it where you wanted to go? Right? But when you have clear goals, it is the wind in your sails, you're tacking in the right direction, and your entire team is focused on where you want to go, where the business is going to go. So clear goals takes you in that direction. Now, again, I use the word tacking actually on purpose, because if you think about it, do we ever have a straight path to anything in life? Oh, heck no. Our path in life is like, hey, I want this. Oh, we're over here for a bit. Oh, we're over here. The economy. Oh, it's up. Oh, it's down. Oh, it's up. But over time, are you tacking in the right direction? Are you adjusting course? Are you aiming at the right things? If you're tacking in the right direction and with a little bit of wiggle room left and right, you are going to achieve your goals way easier, way quicker, and way more often than if you're just kind of hoping and praying and winging it and just watching what other people do and kind of mimicking that and, that kind of thing. So Harvard did a study, 1979, interview of its grads, asked them if they had a goal for the rest of their life. Graduating Harvard, Ivy League school, tens, if not hundreds of thousands, $1979, whatever that is today, hundreds of $1,000s in tuition fees paid to go there. 84% had no specific goals of what they're going to do with their diploma after graduating. And this was graduates. This wasn't first year. This was graduates. 13% had goals, but not written down. 3% had goals clearly written down, right? And a plan to accomplish them. They had to put a plan in place. What were the results when they followed up with these exact same people 20 years later? The 13% of the class who had goals were earning, on average, twice as much as the rest of the class. The 13% that had goals written down, had goals, but not written down, just had goals, but not written down. They knew what they wanted when they were graduating, what their plan was, were earning twice as much as the entire rest of the class. But even more staggering, the 3% who had clear written goals were earning 10 times as much as the entire rest of the class. Think of that. So setting clear goals. You need to have a written goals and plans. What is your what is your 1 year goal? We're not in a world where you need 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. We're talking 2024 right now. You need a 1 year goal. If your 5 year goal or 10 year goal is sort of on paper to have $1 million business, have investments, have a retire or have a vacation home somewhere or a cottage or whatever, put that down. But what is your 1 year goal for the business? Can you divide that into quarterly chunks? We know the first quarter, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, of United States or in Canada, the first quarter of 2024, any year, it's going to have snow. It's going to be cold. You're going to have less customers calling you. You're going to have to do more street leather hustle. You're going to be knocking on doors. You're going to be going after commercial, talking about salt damage. You're going to be making outreach phone calls. You're going to be doing database reactivations and all that kind of stuff. We know the sales volume is going to be a little bit lower, but the marketing volume should actually be higher, right? But what is your quarterly goals for the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter of 2024? What is your monthly goals? We know what we did January last year. We know what we did February last year. What are your goals in sales, in leads, in lead volume coming in? All of those kinds of things. You must have a stopping point at the beginning of each new year and end of each quarter to reflect on how you did and what you can adjust going forward. So don't just say, here's my plan, and next December, I'll look at it. No, break it down month by month, quarter by quarter. It takes about, sit down for an hour, go to Starbucks, get that murmur of clanking glasses and people talking in the background. Take a notepad. You don't need to be on a computer. If you're a computer person, type on a computer. Go into a spreadsheet if you like Excel. Again, write on a notepad if you don't. What did you do last year? What do you want to do this year? How many leads did you get? How many booked jobs did you get last year? What's your average job? If you don't know these numbers, you need to start working on your business. You need to spend some time knowing your numbers so that you can actually make sense of them and make a plan. Right? So with all of that information, you can build out your plan for next year, and everything we talk about from this point forward in today's training is going to fit into that. Right? So what's your revenue target? How much is that monthly? How many jobs will that require? Right? So if your revenue target's $30,000 a month, how much is $360,000 a year? That's $30,000 a month. Right? That's fine. That's your revenue target broken monthly. How many jobs will that require? Well, if your average job is $300, you're going to need 100 jobs, right? Break this down. What is your actual numbers? And with that, how many leads come in as well? So again, if your revenue target is 550,000, that's 45,800 a month. Your average job is 375. You need 122 jobs, right? So then we need to go, well, what is your average conversion rate? Do you know that? From phone calls, from text messages, from Facebook Messenger leads versus Facebook ads, from Google ads, from local service ads, from repeat clients, from referrals. You need to know each one of them broken down, and then aggregate what is that number. So say, for example, your average booking rate was 50%. A lot of people think their booking rate is much higher than that. In fact, if you want, take it even lower. Just say it's only 30%. Right? We find that a lot of clients, we're booking about 70%. We start running their numbers, they're 30%. They have no follow-up. It's either yes or no on the phone. They might get 100% from the repeat clients, 90% from the referral clients, and like 20% from the cold leads that don't know who they are, and they don't even realize it. And all in, blended together, it's a 30% booking rate. So know your numbers. But in this scenario we just talked about, it's 244 leads. Next piece of resource for you. You can go here to carpetcleanermarketingmasters.com/2024 worksheet. In this worksheet, you can type in all your numbers. It's got a whole bunch of tabs on it, and you can click through this document, and it's a spreadsheet available for you. Just make a copy of it right on the homepage. It gives you the instructions just above this banner right here. There's instructions on how to click file in Google Drive, make a copy of it, make it yours, play with the numbers. There's formulas built in. Just change anything that's in yellow to your numbers, right? And there's actually arrows pointing at the ones that you need to change. And what you can find out is you can just tweak the numbers up and down. On the second tab, all the different ways you can get leads and how much it roughly costs you. It'll actually figure out an average cost per lead from all sources. Right. And then you can go into, well, how does that break down between online and offline marketing? And in online marketing, where do I need to spend the money? And it helps you break all of that down. So then you can now create your goals. So you can create your goals, and that should actually say 2024. But what are your goals for 2024? And how many leads do you need to get there? Right. Now, once with that piece of information, who are you targeting? You need to update your marketing message. You need to know, if I'm growing my business, where am I growing it, right? So that now becomes the fundamentals of marketing. Why am I talking so much about marketing? Because if you own a cleaning business, if you're the owner, you are the marketer of that service first and foremost. first and foremost. You don't have to be the one that knows how to build a website. You don't have to be the one that knows how to, click the buttons and run an ad. In fact, you should. If you learn all of that stuff, you should own a digital marketing agency or a marketing agency of some sort and sell your cleaning business, because now you know too much about marketing, the how-tos, not the whats. You need to know the what, right? So the fundamentals. First of it is, who are you marketing to? That is your market. Who is your target market? Who is your ideal customer? What message do you need to say to them to attract them to you? What is different about you? How can you tell them that you're different, right? You need to have an understanding of how to of what is different about your business. You cannot be a commodity in today's day and age. You read Claude Hopkins' Scientific Advertising from 1917, 21, something like that. Still true today as it was then. Marketing is about telling people how you're different and then tracking your KPIs. And the media, where do they hang out? How do you get in front of them? So let's talk about that. Hey, Todd, thanks for being on here. Yeah, you want advice about setting goals and when starting from scratch? Yeah, for sure. Again, a lot of what we're talking about here in those workbooks and the spreadsheets and stuff like that, what I strongly suggest all of you guys do is go through those over next week, a little bit of a quiet week. Literally, take a Tylenol or an Advil if you have to, if it's painful for you. You're the owner of a business. Your core job is to work on the business, not in it. And one of the is planning. So go through that and then hit us up. I have no problem jumping on a call and having to talk about this. I love this stuff. I've done it for decades. I've consulted on it. I can guide you and say, hey, and again, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to ask some really pointed questions and have you go, oh, but you're going to get a lot out of this training as well. Because that's where we're going to be heading with all of this stuff just in this training alone, right? So who's your ideal customer? Let's think about this. We call it a customer avatar. And one thing I want to mention here on the customer avatar, don't just think of having one avatar. Kind of sounds a little strange, but say the biggest part of our business, 70% of our business comes from residential cleaning, right? Well, you've got a customer avatar in the residential world, and we're going to walk through who they are. But what if you do some commercial cleaning? I didn't know at the beginning who my commercial customer avatar was. My commercial customer avatar was not a 50 to 100,000 square foot office building. Did we get called out to do quotes on those from time to time because we were the best known cleaners in our area? Absolutely. Did I politely excuse ourselves after a while? At first, it's like, oh, let me go measure. Let me spend half a day looking at this whole facility. Are we ever going to get it? No, because that wasn't our ideal customer avatar. We didn't want to be working all day long and then from 5, 6, 7 o'clock a night till 3 a.m, 4 or 5 nights in a row to get that done, still needing our day jobs and stuff, and at a very, very small rate, because obviously big corporations and big companies like that, they're just trying to find it cheaper than paying their own guy in-house, right? So, but we did find that our ideal commercial customer avatar was like small medical, dentists, doctors, chiropractors, and other professional offices, accountants. So smaller offices, maybe only a couple thousand square feet, but you could do them at the end of the day. It could be an overtime for the technician. They're willing to pay for protection. They're willing to pay extra for spots and stains. Maybe not the same rate as you do a residential client, but the cost, the actual hourly rate that you were getting, because it's wide open, nobody's there, you can clean quickly, was as good, if not better, than your residential, and it fit in. Now, you don't need to do, there's not enough of them to do every single night all the time necessarily, but it became an avatar we chased down and sold to continuously for 20 of the 27 years I owned the business. So it probably took me 6 or 7 years to really dial in our best avatar. So think of it that way. But let's look at the residential one, right? Our ideal customer avatar is usually a homeowner, 35 to 55, female, occasionally male, but 80% of the time, if you check who looks at the ads, who responds to stuff like Google Analytics and data and website data and Google Search Console and all of that kind of stuff, you'll find this is absolutely true. Married with 2 to 3 kids, head of the household. Don't tell the husband that, but head of the household is mom. Usually has, and again, this number might be a little bit low. Inflation has I'm going to say that's probably close to 85, 90,000, depending, again, different in different areas around the country, but annual household income, 100,000, 125,000 in some areas, 150,000 in other areas. But think of your area, know what your median family household income is, and understand that your ideal customer is not the middle of the road. They're the ones that hire cleaners are family oriented. They're reliable. They usually have pets 75% of the time, take pride in their home decor. They like to help others. They expect the same. They're usually gardening, crafts, interior design, things like that, interested in their community. What are their pains and frustrations, right? And I'll tell you why we're even thinking about this. Oh my God, John, I'm a carpet cleaner. Why do I need to do this? No, you're a marketer of cleaning services. They can't get the carpet cleaning company on the phone. That's one big one. Nobody returns their calls or messages. They need their carpets cleaned or furniture cleaned. Obviously, that's a pain and frustration. The house is not smelling fresh. There's something funky about it that they're trying to solve. Too busy to deal with it. Don't know what to do themselves. Don't want to do it themselves. Don't want to make a mess. Don't want to ruin their fine stuff. They're not living in an apartment with rented or furniture they bought off of used furniture off of Marketplace, and they're not, and don't own the carpets. They are homeowners. They're too busy to deal with it and don't want problems. They're worried that the situation in their house could get unhealthy, and they want to know that they're maintaining a healthy home. Those are their fears and frustrations, right? What are the implications of those fears? They don't want to be ripped off or overcharged. They need to understand they don't need a discount price. We're not talking about that. They need to know that the person coming in isn't going to say one thing and do something else, pay too much for something they could have gotten elsewhere. This is, again, a caveat to that is if you've got a unique way of cleaning, you've got a unique way of explaining what you do, if you've got packages and systems in place, then again, could they have gotten that somewhere else? Everything that you're talking about combined? Yeah, but what's that price? What is your competitor charging for a full suite of services all in? And if you've got a package, you bundle it up lower, but most of your clients take that. You're selling at higher prices than the other guy that just goes, sells everything a la carte. So ways to think about it. They don't want their home damaged by faulty workmanship. How do you guarantee that? They don't want to wait around for the carpet cleaner to arrive. They don't want to be inconvenienced. Coordinating it. They want to make it as simple and easy as possible. They don't want to cause a disaster in their home. And they want to make sure they can afford it. They want to know what that's all about. And their desires is to get clean carpets, put the issue behind them, have a well-kept home, all that kind of stuff. So they want the peace of mind of doing it. So now, again, with that avatar in mind, again, this is one of these cool phrases that can stick in your head. If you see Joe Jones through Joe Jones' eyes, you can sell what Joe Jones buys. I love that little limerick or phrase, because if you can actually see what your customers want, you're not selling them what you think they want. You're selling them what they want, right? And it's not the services they want. It is the removal of pain and allaying their fears, right? So if you can put all of that in your marketing message, if you can come up with a unique sales proposition, a compelling sales proposition, why Nova Steam over Stanley Steamer or, Zero Res, why, think of in those terms, what is different about you personally owning the business? What do you promise to them? What can you say? What can you show that's different? Put yourself in front of the customer, put your face in front of the customer, be transparent to them, and build a system, and they'll buy from you, right? So now we know we know who we're targeting. Let's think of the message for them, right? Let's think. What should someone choose? What should someone choose to do business with you? Why should someone choose versus the competitors? I've only got 3 lines here. But on a piece of paper, in your homework time, start it right now. There's a little bit of this sheet right here is in that workbook that we talked about at carpetcleanermarketingmasters.com/2024-workbook. But think about this. Why should somebody choose your business over your competition? Call every one of your competition. Go to their website, see what they're offering, see what they're promising, see what they're doing, see what they sound like, right? Hit whatever *72 or whatever is on your phone to block your phone number. I don't care. But figure out what you can do and say and be different that matches those fears and those desired outcomes, right? What benefits do you offer your target customer that will resonate with them, right? So some that work, eco-friendly cleaning, 100% satisfaction guarantee, or it's free. We used to offer Like we had different packages. Packaging is a brilliant thing. If you ever need to talk about packaging, hit us up. It's part of one of the things we help train our new clients on and stuff like that as well. And even some of our old clients, they go, oh, I'm finally ready, John, to do this packaging thing you talked about. But yeah, 100% satisfaction guarantee. Does that mean your competitors say, well, we 90% guarantee your satisfaction? No, right? But or it's free. And there's different ways to word that kind of thing. We had a 1-year spot free guarantee on one of our higher end packages that came with protection, came with a spotting kit, came with a bunch of stuff. What was the guarantee? If you spill something on the carpet and it does not come out with our spot remover that we gave you, we'll come out free of charge and work on that stain for you, right? That was our spotting guarantee, right? So if we gave them a sheet of how to take care of spots. On the back of it was the waiver, basically saying if you spill toilet bowl acid or bleach or this or that, blah, those things aren't going to come out. But if your carpet has been cleaned and properly protected by us and being well cared for, it's going to resist spots and stains. Right? Our high-end package had a free cleaning, a free traffic lane cleaning in 6 months, where we upsold them, refreshing that protector. So we only charge them for the protector, but we charge them regular, 20 cents a square foot or whatever. And you'd make 80, 90, 100, 120 bucks to go back and just clean the traffic lanes, right? Because they would take the protector and maybe get a couch thrown on at the same time and a bunch of other stuff. So really good package on the third end was the free cleaning package, free cleaning within 6 months. But you can create guarantees that you guarantee that if there's anything they're not happy with, you'll come back and re-clean, no questions asked. If they're still not happy, you'll give their money back for the areas they're not happy about, whatever. If they can find a competitor that can get it cleaner than you, then you'll pay for that competitor to come and do the work for them after those first 2 steps are taken care of. Like all of that stuff is messaging that works for somebody who has those fears. So you don't need to be afraid of it, right? You want to talk about highly trained technicians, IICRC certified, if that's your thing, whatever. Phone and chat answered live during business hours, honest pricing, no sales gimmicks, no hidden costs, what that means. Maybe you do. We've got some people on here. Joe, if you're on the call, there's a bunch of guys that every single customer needs an on-site quote first. Why? Because you sell 80 or 90% of on-site quotes and you sell them for more than what you would have on the phone. So you've changed the way you do your business and you only do, everybody has to book an on-site quote first, right? Before the cleaning. Now you have to have the system in place to come out and do on-site quotes quickly, but that's an option. But you can also have both options as well, where if they're ready to book, but what it means that when you come into the home, you're going to give a fairly accurate estimate range over the phone and the exact price when you show up within that range. Based on the information they told you, it's going to be between $250 and $350, ma'am, or $250 and $325 on the day of cleaning. We'll measure everything up. We'll go over the areas. It's all based on exactly this. Our price is very exact. So we know, it's based on what you have. We don't know that till we see it exactly. So anybody who gives you a quote over the phone isn't really sure if they're going to be underpricing or overpricing when they show up. We know exactly that you're going to be charged for the time and materials it takes for us to clean the carpets because it's based on exactly this. So we'll give you a range over the phone. We can come out ahead of time. We can come out on the day of cleaning and dial it right into the exact penny for you. That's no gimmicks. That tells the story without having to quote over the phone. Other things you can make if you can make the case for same day estimates, money saving offers, not discounts. Again, we have a whole training about offers. It's not about discounts. It's about value stacking. You're going to leave the job site squeaky clean. Make sure you talk about, like, we used to sweep the front porch off and we would take one of those Euro mops and we'd roll out a red carpet right inside the door. We come in, change our shoes, step off, never walk beyond that spot with our outdoor shoes on, and always switch our shoes, never walk outside with our indoor shoes going outside. And then even when we're done, we'd roll that up. Before we put on our outdoor shoes, we would actually take a damp Euro mop and do a quick mop of the hallway. Again, unless they said, no, I use some special products, don't worry about it. Okay, that's fine. But I'd like to give a quick sweep and a mop of the hallway just in case I've tracked some stuff in, all that. And they're going, holy crap, that's a lot of stuff you guys are doing, right? So talk about it. Your squeaky clean job site that you leave for sure. Your proven track record, show client stories, your great service guarantees that we talked about. So that's your messaging, right? Now you got to talk about the media. Where do they find you, right? So what is the media? How are these people finding you? And you've got to think about that. And we got to start thinking about an all-in perspective. It's omnipresence is your marketing message of the day. It isn't one channel and then you switch to another channel. No, you got to be looking at, as you grow your marketing plan, you're stacking. You're stacking grassroots with some digital. You're stacking the digital with some paid ads. You're stacking that with some social media. You're not stopping, you're stacking. Everything works in concert with everything else. It all helps build your brand awareness as well, which then actually causes more interactions with each one of those over time. So you're building a momentum and just like this, a wheel that just spins. You're building momentum over time. So you want to think about stacking, even every door mail, postcards, radio ads. Once you start getting $300,000 or $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 a year in sales on your 20% marketing budget leaves room for radio ads that now creates even more brand awareness stacked on top of everything else, right? In Canada here, every town has, even towns of 10,000 people have a hockey rink. Can you sponsor the hockey rink? Can you put your banner on the boards or on the steps going up? Again, just another avenue. Where do you spend your 20% of revenue to grow the business to extreme levels, right? You want to make sure your website is a hub to convert. It's one of the main things of your media, of your wares. So website, there's an example of a website. For example, you've got social proof popping up. You've got automations we'll talk about in a minute. You've got your phone number up in the top right corner prominent. You've got your actual H1 tag, it's called, for SEO, but below that, it looks like the biggest heading, and it isn't, like in the coding, is your risk reversal guarantee. Your personal, there's your family, real people, all of that kind of stuff. You want to make sure that your website, and we've done trainings on this specifically, but your website is set up to convert. When they start scrolling down, there's conversion elements all the way down it. And it's personalization. People don't buy from brands, and brands help influence them to remember you. They buy from people, right? Even in the franchise worlds that I was in, we didn't show the franchise cheesy model holding their cleaning tools or whatever. No, it was me, my wife, my kids, all of that kind of stuff. So you want to make sure that you're the face behind your business. It is a local business. You're not selling nationally, right? You want to make sure that you're tracking your numbers. But as an example, Google Maps should be a big focus as well. Getting reviews, uploading pictures. If you're working with a web team, sending them the pictures, using their reputation and review tools to get more feedback and reviews, optimizing that listing, and do everything you can, and having an actual listing that's near an office, an address that's near one of your target markets, right? If you're in the industrial area and for the next 5-7 miles around you is factories and you target residential, your maps listing is going to do very, very little, because there is a proximity as well. So you want to make sure that you're thinking of these kinds of things. So authentic images speak to your target market. We just told about it. Their fears. If you have a website that turns around and says, "Hey, do you run a busy, hectic household? Is it tough enough getting the kids off to dance and soccer and karate and the dog to the groomer, and next thing you know, you've had, the weekend comes and it seems like you're run out of weekend before you even had a chance to do half of what you needed to do, and the week starts again." We want to take one of those cleaning the house is the last thing on your mind. Keeping the carpets and furniture clean even farther. We want to take that off your list. Does that speak to your target avatar? Absolutely does. So you want to include video elements. People watch video, spends more time on your website. By spending more time on your website, you get better rankings as well. You show up more. Showcase your online reviews, real ones, not the fake, cheesy, here's the 3 reviews. Come back to my website a year from now. Here's the same 3 reviews. Make it easy for them to take action everywhere on your website. Have the basics in order. Phone number in the upper right corner. Ensure there's a web form that customers can fill out. I've had some clients tell us, "You know what, John? We don't like answering web forms, so we just want them to take them off the website." I'm going, okay, really? But there's a number of your clients that, or leads or prospects, that want to fill out a web form. They don't want to call and they don't want to chat. So are you okay with them just choosing somebody else? because you can't force people to do what you want them to do. The customer is not always right, but the customer is always the customer. So you can have smart forums, and we'll talk about that. There's ways to do that, but you don't just decide, oh, I don't want to do chat. Oh, I don't want to answer my phones. Take the phone number off. I just want people to self-book. Do you think a brand new customer, a brand new lead who knows nothing about your business is going to click a self-booking link and choose the rooms they want, build their own quote, and book with you without knowing why you're different and having any chance of you influencing them? Ain't going to happen. If you're the lowest priced guy in town, maybe. But how else are you going to tell them what you do? Now, your repeat customers, by all means, hey, give us a call or book your appointment yourself. You know our prices. You know what we do. Click here, right? For sure. I still like the influence of calling them and chasing them and all that kind of stuff and chatting them and being all friendly on the phone. But yeah, new customers need influence. Your website needs to influence them. And what you want them to do is fill out some sort of form where you'll call them back and give them an estimate, not self-booking, just so you know. You want to make sure there's lots of calls to actions. You want to leverage offers as much as possible. So again, not discounts, not deals, value-added offers. And you want to make sure you have two-way chat on your website. So we like chat to text, so it shows up on their cell phone. They can leave the website. Nobody has to sit there on the website. Oh, let me wait till they come back with an answer. And you don't have to sit there. There's automation involved. We'll talk about that. And are you leveraging automation? Right? We just mentioned that. So a website has a very specific layout, a very specific format. If you're one of our clients, you know it, you see it. We have it dialed in. We know how to increase conversions. We track all of that. We put heat maps on it. We know what people are clicking on. We know what they're spending time on, all of that kind of stuff. But we've got some training on it. And if you, again, stick to the end, I'm going to give you that link. And one of the things in there talks all about this. It's this actual guide, right? So if you pull your website up right now and can take a look at it, we'll keep moving so we don't stop on that one. But now, what are your 3 action items, right, for your website? We talked quite a bit about websites here because it is the hub, but it's one of the media, it's one of the places. But, right, what are some of the things? You can write them down on your current website. Again, if you're not a client of ours, if you're just kind of stumbling across this and learning, planning, what are things you need to change, right, to make that all work for you properly? And now what we want to get into is the biggest problem most carpet cleaners face, which is unconverted leads. 50 to 60% of inbound leads leave unconverted. They did not turn into customers. What are you doing about those? 90% of web forms and even chat fails to convert. Why? Because the leads are not followed up with within 5 to 15 minutes. If a lead is not followed up with immediately, at the worst case scenario, 5 to 15 minutes, they have gone cold. They have moved on to something else. Again, if a repeat client, yeah, of course, they might wait around for you. They wait for you to call them back. Oh, yeah, Tom takes forever to call me back, but yeah, he's my guy. That's not a growing business, right? But when you're doing good outreach marketing and you're not right there, on top of that lead with a great script and great conversions and knowing your conversion rates and knowing how to improve them and tweaking tiny little tweaks over time. So you're getting a little bit better and a little bit better because you're tracking stuff. If you're not doing that, and you're not within 5 to 15 minutes, you're missing out. Customers must be followed up with 5 to 7 times before bookings. And that should actually say leads. Customers, there's customers and clients. Clients come back over and over again. Customers are the first time thing. Leads are people that haven't booked yet, right? They need to be followed up with 5 to 7 times, a lot of them. So that is why most of them go stale. That's why your booking percentage on cold leads might only be 20, 30%. You have not chased them at all. Chasing means messaging them back later today, messaging them and calling them tomorrow, waiting a day or so, sending them a whole case study story of other clients just like them that got stuff done that were happy, waiting a day or two, calling them back again. Like, does that sound like you're bugging them? No. If it does to you, you don't understand marketing. You have to. People forget. People don't, if you got them on the phone, they said, yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm just kind of planning for next month. Awesome. Cool. Let me send you over some information about us. And how about I give you a call back in, let's say 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Yep. Okay. You put it in your calendar. You call them back. They won't remember you, right? Today's customers prefer to interact by text message. We know that. So make it available. on your website and everywhere else. Leverage marketing automation to follow up with web forms within the first minute or two. And, of submissions via phone, email, and text. We actually have our tool, Carpet Cleaner Lead Pro, mentioned up here in the top corner. As soon as somebody fills out a web form, it rings them. If they get on the phone, it rings you, right? And connects the two of you together to have a conversation. If they don't pick up the phone call, it texts them. If they miss the call, they can't take it. They filled out the form, but they're not in a place they want to take a call, whatever. Hey, thanks. You just noticed blah, 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 blah. You filled out the form. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to getting a hold of, answering all your questions. In the meantime, I got a quick question for you. Automate it. Get them start chatting. The more they start chatting right away, the more you've taken them off the path of finding somebody else. Put automation in place, right? Every prospect, it needs to be touched 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times over the next 2 weeks to increase your conversions. It looks like this. No matter which lead source, there's a path that they go down that becomes a communication and chase. If they talk to you and then they go stale, then in your pipeline, they've turned into somebody who is thinking about it that didn't book a quote or didn't book a job yet, right? That's now a lead that's kind of gone quiet. They need a whole different level of marketing. And then if they actually kind of just, say the transmission went out in the car, the furnace blew, whatever, money went somewhere else. What do we do as business owners? 99% of business owners never follow up that person ever again. Oh, well, I lost them. I don't know what happened. Good business owners have an automation in place where that person gets an email and a text message in a month. Not about, sales pitch, big, no. Hey, just checking in, see how things are going. In the meantime, I just popped you a quick email. Just a little story about one of our happy clients or one of our, the services that we solved, for one of your neighbors. That's one of the better ways to word it. Everybody in town's a neighbor. One of your neighbors thought you might be interested, right? And they're on a monthly drip until they buy or unsubscribe. Simple math. You generate 100 leads in a month. If you're average size business, small, like 10,000 a month is not a lot of, right? You've got maybe 10,000 coming in from new leads, and you've got 15 or 5,000 coming in from your repeat clients, $15,000 a month business running at just under 200,000 a year, whatever, what does that work out to? 180,000 a year, right? One truck operation quite easily. 30% conversion rate on cold leads. No follow-up. You booked 30 jobs. Your average is 325. You made 10 grand. Do the exact same math, exact same number of leads. You did not change your marketing. You did not change your marketing. You did not spend a dime more. You just put in conversion optimization. Now you're booking at 70% because you chased them for the next week or two, and that 30 went up to 50. And you continue to chase them the end of the month, the next month, and then that went up to 70%, from 50 to 70. Another 20% actually said, you know what, I want to try these guys out, right? Good marketing targets the right people, the ideal customer, and then you chase them until they buy. Now, instead of 9,000, you're almost at 23,000. Almost tripled your revenue with no more expense. Now, if we go all the way back to the beginning, what did I say at the beginning? The marketer who could spend more to buy a lead, to buy a customer, will always win. How do you spend more? Raise your average ticket. That's one way. But before that is convert more. So you have a lever, a couple of levers to pull. One of the levers is conversions. You can have better follow-up to get them to come back. You can have in that follow-up a compelling sales proposition, unique sales. Why you over everybody else, and tell that story in all of your message. Better messaging, like we talked about, talking right to your ideal customer avatar, right? If you've got marketing going out to commercial, you change the follow-up messages to talk about the commercial to your ideal customer avatar, right? And better scripts on the phone. Better scripts can double the number of bookings right out of the gate. Do you automatically get a better script in a second? No. You work on scripting. You learn scripting. You work on scripting. You try things. You rehearse it. You get your staff to rehearse it, whoever's answering your phone. There is no such thing as sending it to an answering service that, we just answer the phones. We can't do it. Not at all. You can't be answering the phones when you're standing and talking to Mrs. Jones and trying to influence her to upsell the ticket. And you're walking through and the call comes in, and what do I do? No. You have to have a mechanism in place for somebody else to be answering your phones and getting back to people, a bit of automation, but you have to, whether is that a stay-at-home mom, is that a well-trained call center that has somebody trained just for you, that knows carpet cleaning, that has access to your service monster or your house call pros, that can book it in, that knows your area well enough, or at least can pull up a map and route, and not have somebody 3 counties away booking in at 9:00 and somebody at, all the way across an hour and a half later at 10:30 in the morning kind of idea. A little bit of that kind of stuff. You need to have somebody who knows that. Again, stay-at-home moms, stuff like that are really good. You just pay them per booking that they put into your calendar, $25, $30. Every other call that they take is just, again, answering service processing, but they get paid only for the bookings they get. And you teach them scripts, and their booking percentage will get up to that, on cold leads, that 60, 70% range for sure. Right? So think of the conversion elements, not on your website, but in your whole marketing. And the takeaways from this section. What did we learn so far? Now, the final part of this is knowing your numbers. None of this happens without knowing your numbers. How are you going to increase your conversions without knowing your conversion rate? Right? Sometimes it's hard to go backwards from this point back, but can you go from this point forward? How many inquiry calls, messages, and emails and form fills did I get today? That's just a simple Excel spreadsheet. And how many of them turned into jobs, right? There's automations and tools. We have tools for that. Carpet Cleaner Lead Pro is a great tool. As our clients use it and move their leads across, it calculates the conversion rates and all of that for you. We know if you're terrible on the phones. We know if you're terrible in follow-up. We can do the automation. We remind you to reach out and call. If you don't, we can see that. We know that your conversion rates are nowhere near the average across hundreds of clients, right? So again, what's the average conversion rate? You should know that. How many came in, like on your websites, and like we manage websites for our clients. But if you're managing your own website, how many leads, how many people looked at your website, and how many filled out a form or picked up the phone? You better have call tracking numbers. You better be tracking everything, right? One of our clients, as an example, first quarter on Carpet Cleaner Lead Pro from October to December, web leads, this was from end of last year's data, web lead conversions up from 31 year to date to 65% because of Carpet Cleaner Lead Pro alone. Their average ticket was $415. So they generated in that quarter, October, November, December, they generated 367 leads and now booked 65% of them, 238 jobs. According to their service monster, they generated $98,000, a projected 15-to-1 return on investment just by knowing the numbers, right? Total investment, $6,677 over those 3 months. Oh my gosh, John, I would never invest that much. What's 20% of 98,000? It's almost 20 grand over that 3 months. They should be investing 20. 6 grand went into their digital marketing. They have almost 7. They have 13 grand left over to invest in more marketing. Now this is growth. So they actually, they now realize, hey, we can invest more. And now they're $100,000 in 3 months can turn into $200,000 in 3 months because they got a lot of marketing room to grow and do other things and find new avenues and channels. And we help with that, right? But that's the way you can figure it out. So this is where we've gotten to so far. Set clear goals, get clarity around your market, your message, why you're different, your media, where you're going to reach out to people, what are you going to do? It's about stacking. It's not about switching. It's stacking. You join Facebook groups as a business owner, local Facebook groups and mommy blogs and all that kind of stuff, right? That's just another thing you do. You dedicate 20, 30 minutes twice a week, 10 minutes, 4 times a week, pop into these groups, share, be a good guy, share some stories, share some tips, never sell. Just be a good business owner. They come to your Facebook listing, watch a YouTube video or two on how to make certain things private, certain things available to only friends, and certain pay for to acquaintances. Let them know who your business is. Change your cover graphic to show you with your truck, your business. Let them know what you do give them a link to your Facebook page for your business in your personal profile, because people are going to see your answers and then go, who's this guy, right? That could be a real estate agent. That could be a carpet store owner. That could be a maid service. And they could go, oh my God, I don't like our guy. He's been pissing off our customers. Let me talk to this dude, right? So we made sure the website is optimized for conversions. We talked about that. And we want to set up KPIs and tracking. Key trends. Let's just rattle through this quickly. We're just on the hour. I'm going to wrap you guys up. You must have an all-in perspective. SEO, pay-per-click, local service ads, social media, email, direct mail. You got to be starting to stack. When you're a small business, you don't have a lot of people to direct mail. You're going to be direct mailing your database, but you can also pick up the phone. You got a lot of time to do shoe leather. You're going to be knocking on doors, walking into those condos and property managers, and you're going to be joining property manager associations as a vendor. You're going to be, being a guest at every BNI group you possibly can, Chamber of Commerce, all that kind of stuff. You're just getting out there with your unique message. Video, and then when you're done, more video. Pick this thing up, your phone. Talk into it. Get good at it. Get used to it. Don't even have to be good at it. Get used to it, and then share it out. Right? Be the face of the business. Wear a nice shirt. Don't go out and clean carpets or do work in jeans. When you're when you're meeting a real estate agent or you're going into a carpet store, right? A little bit of cologne, very neat and tidy. Look like the owner of the business. Still wear a company shirt, but maybe your shirt's slightly different. When you're the technician or when there are technicians, they got to be clean. Spare shirts in the truck. Look the part. Show up. Ready to be remarkable, so people can remark on you. Conversion optimization, artificial intelligence is leading the way. Google Ads is all artificial intelligence now, right? We design the ad campaign. The algorithm takes over and we teach it what the ideal customer should look like. The algorithm takes over. We feed it the data of everybody who interacted with the ads, everybody who made it into, Carpet Cleaner Lead Pro, who converted into a lead, a phone call, a form fill. We teach it. We give that back to the AI. We give that back to the machine learning. If you tell us that they became an actual customer, we feed that back. It helps the AI dial in better and better. That happens with Google or Facebook is coming along as well. Google's been doing this for years and getting better and better and better at it. Facebook is now coming up as well with it's all about, our job is all about teaching the algorithm. It's understanding and teaching the algorithm. Artificial intelligence is everything. So let's build your plan. Find out where your leads are coming from. Start stacking. Again, I'm going to give you a resource. You can go here. You can go and look at what your the ultimate internet marketing checklist, right? Talks about it. It's a report that we give out. It's available at the end of this call here, as well as one of the things you're going to get. So, top 3 internet marketing initiatives to put in for, and I don't even have any clue why that says 2022, but the top 3 internet marketing initiatives for 2024. We must have borrowed this slide from an old presentation. Set your goals, 3 fundamental marketing. We talked about this, how to optimize your website for conversions, the big picture of all the online marketing channels you should be tapping into to maximize. The big picture is stacking, omnipresence. The winner is the one that's seen most. Your vans in the drive-throughs, your door hangers, your yard signs. Again, all match your social media. You outreach into groups. You have ads running. If you create a video and you post it up and you find the best video, one that starts all of a sudden one of your videos. You don't know which one. I don't know which one. Why do certain TikToks take off? I don't know, right? But you find the best video that you put on Instagram or YouTube as a short or on your Facebook, shared out into groups, and all of a sudden you got one that's gone viral. What do you do with that? Run ads against it. Run paid ads against it. You found a winner, run it for a while, right? That kind of thing as well. Or again, work with an agency, us or somebody else, and say, hey, I've posted out a whole bunch of stuff. This one, for some reason, has got a whole bunch of likes and comments. The agency is going to go, awesome. That's another one we can use, right? So latest trends, develop a custom action plan. We talk about it, calling it our digital dominance method. It's part of our whole best known cleaner program. So And then we're actually kind of rebranding everything to the best known cleaner, but it is the digital dominance plan around the back end. Compelling sales proposition, risk reversal guarantee, engaging logo, conversion focused website, personalization everywhere. You are the owner of the business. You don't have to be the guy out cleaning all the time, but as the owner of the business, people are buying from people. Hyper local SEO optimized, all of that, all the way around. Authority building, feedback syndication, retargeting. Most of the people that come to your website don't book, don't interact. But if you retarget them, you bring them back into your funnel and into your world, all of that kind of stuff. Video marketing, Google Ads, it's all of it. Email marketing, monthly mailed newsletters to your target referral clients, your very best clients, your commercial clients. We provide an actual monthly newsletter to all of our new clients, print newsletter that I have sent out personally for over 20 years. And we've actually probably sold for 17 years now. And there's dozens and dozens of cleaners that just buy our monthly newsletter for $127 a month, pre-written, that they just have to change a few things, print it off and send it out. Not an e-newsletter, a real newsletter, right? So takeaways. Write down. What did you take away? Did this help? Was this helpful? Do you understand planning? Do you understand how to move to the next level in your business? How to think? How to take a deep breath? A coffee, not a glass of wine or a beer, probably better. And just do the hard work, pen to paper, work on your business. If you want to kind of get yourself a really good Christmas gift, or if somebody still has to buy for you, Christmas, the E-Myth Revisited, or the E-Myth Original, but the Revisited is the updated version, still a decade old or more, by Michael Gerber. Get the audiobook, listen to it repeatedly. The E-Myth Revisited. That's a starting point. I've got lots of suggestions for you. Anything by Alex Hormozi is a brilliant as well, but the E-Myth Revisited. That would give you an idea of working on your business, not in it. How to structure your business, even if you're just one-man show or if you've got 20 people, right? It's the thinking process of building a business that runs like clockwork without you needing to be in it. Okay, so here's where you're going to go. carpetcleanermarketingmasters.com/rewards. And you're going to get a whole bunch of stuff. So remember, we've got so far carpetcleanermarketingmasters.com/2024-workbook. And then also /2024 worksheet. That's the spreadsheet and the workbook from this training. And now you've got carpetcleanermarketingmasters.com/rewards. It is a Google Drive file that that has all of these in it that you can make a copy of or download if they're a PDF, make a copy of things that aren't a PDF, or just read where it is. They're not going anywhere. And we've got how to optimize your website workbooks. We've got Google My Business guides. We've got checklists, all kinds of stuff in there, even things that aren't on the screen, right? So hopefully that was valuable. Hopefully there's a bit of an eye-opening there. If you'd like help creating your larger-than-life appearance online and become the best-known cleaner in your marketplace, hop on my schedule. carpetcleanermarketingmasters.com/schedule. You can book a time in my schedule. We'll have a quick chat. We'll chat, 15 minutes, learn a little bit about your business. You'll fill out a quick little survey first. We'll have a chat and see where you want to go and discuss if there's ways that we can help or ways that we can aim you in the direction for help. We're not for everybody. We know how to build businesses that want to grow. Some people don't want to grow. So we can help you with that. We can have that conversation and then, move forward. We've got lots of options and lots of different ways we can help businesses at different levels. We've helped guys go from $5,000 a month to $15,000 a month in 3 months with one of our programs, our Hustle Helper, and then run through our Lead Challenge Liftoff to get beyond that. And finally, now we'll invite them to enroll. They've now can graduate into our Best Known Cleaner program because they weren't ready to start with. We only take people that qualify. But we can help you through that process. And we got lots of trainings and stuff like that as well. So anyways, hopefully you found all of that somewhat helpful. Put a 1 in the chat if you found that this was worth your time, an hour and 10 minutes. We've got another part 2 of this coming up where we get deeper into the blueprint. See behind me there, the Blueprint for Success. That was the coaching program that I ran for a decade. And and ran with corporations and franchises and individually at $750 to $1,000 a month for people owning cleaning businesses to learn to do all of that. We're going to talk about that on the next around planning and stuff like that. Get your plans in place, meet back up here in January, and let's talk about implementation and how you really see your business with three separate hats on. So hopefully that was helpful. Again, gave you all those links. Make sure you go to them. Keep an eye out for the replay as well, because you might want to go back through this a little bit slower. Download those workbooks and worksheets. Reach out to us if you have any questions, any input, anything like that. If you're a carpet cleaner that wants to hop on the Carpet Cleaner Success podcast, we want to do full interview series through 2024. We want carpet cleaners to hear from other carpet cleaners as well. So we want to interview you and just find out about your business, where you're at, what you're doing, how you got into it, what's working, what your struggles, and just have a friendly chat and a laugh, right? So we don't run them live. We run them we record them first. So yeah, no pressure at all, but we'd love to have you. So reach out to us about being on the podcast. What we give you if you join the podcast is a whole package around your business that you can use. We'll create a page on your website for you out of it. We'll give you the video, we'll give you the transcript, and you can social post that out and stuff like that as well. And just share it again into those Facebook groups. Share it to some of your referral partners, your strategic partners, like the carpet store. Hey, look at this. I just got interviewed on the Carpet Cleaner Success podcast, right? They know that they're referring a good guy, right? You can share it anywhere you want. It's actually good marketing as well. So we give you all of the assets just by jumping on and having a good chat with us. So anyways, hopefully that was valuable. Look forward to seeing you next time. In the meantime, everybody, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all of that kind of stuff. And we will see you again in the new year. Take care.